Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Quill and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, where Reen has taken us to a lovely flower-filled meadow at the top of the forested hill behind the school. We've soon reached the highest point, with the forest behind us and the view to every direction opening in front of our eyes. The city lies far below and away, lazily reveling in the quiet afternoon mood. You can see pretty far from here, and the vista is beautiful. I wonder how high up we are. I breathe the fresh air and feel my heart rate slowly going back down. I think I might have overdone it a bit. A higher pulse is dangerous for me. I'm feeling fine right now, though. The wind picks up, ruffling my hair and causing the trees below us to sway. It makes the grass undulate in waves as the breeze sweeps across the hilltop. Sun shines from the open skies upon us, a few clouds passing by to shadow it. What was painful heat before is now gentle warmth. I take a good look around. This hilltop is pretty in the way nature often is. Unplanned harmony found in the natural arrangement of things. The most striking feature is the abundance of small yellow flowers. They're literally everywhere in this small meadow. I can't help commenting on it. Wow, a lot of flowers. Yeah, do you know this kind? They will fly away. Yeah, dandelions. There are not many of them at the school because they cut the grass so often. Nobody cuts grass up here. The fragile-looking flowers will soon turn white and fluffy like cotton, and the wind will carry their seeds away. I crouch down to look at one tiny yellow flower, silently basking in the sunlight. There's not a hint of white yet, so it's still waiting for its time to be fulfilled. I brush my fingers against the delicate yellow petals, feeling the soft texture in my fingertips. It feels nostalgic somehow. I hear Reen approaching from behind and stand back up to face her. She has a weird look on her face. Something on your mind? I don't know. It's just... You look so sad all the time and become upset so easily, and it makes me confused. And I really don't remember much about yesterday except that you came to my room, and that's why it might be because of me. So if it's because of me, I think that I'm a why. It's because people don't really like talking to me, and you might be the same, and that would be sad. I know that people, and I'm talking about others than me too, always say that I'm strange, and that I talk strange. So I thought I'd try not to say strange things, but that just makes me think more and new and strange and colorful. That was not a good word, but maybe you understand anyway. And odd things, so if I want to say something, I don't really know how. And then the words are not the same as the thoughts, because something goes wrong on the way out, but it's not like the thoughts are really the thing I should be saying. It's more like the idea of the thought, or the feeling of the idea, or the idea of the feeling. But it's not really any of those either, because there is no word for it unless I invent a new one, which is not really useful. So I've been thinking of doing things is better than saying, so maybe because yesterday I took those pills and I was feeling a little strange, I might have done something that I shouldn't. Besides, I don't even know if it would be any better if I could just say the thought. There's no telepathy that's real telepathy, isn't there? I think it'd be terrible and useful at the same time, but right now I wouldn't mind because misunderstanding is so easy, but understanding is not, and I thought... You know what, Reen? Keep on going. I am actually 100% with you on this so far. That's a lot of words, but I have completely understood what you were saying. You're saying you're not completely sure about what might have happened yesterday, but you're worried that you might have done something that could have impacted our relationship, but you're not sure if it's something that you should apologize for or mention or try to figure out because you don't know how it might have affected the relationship and whether it's desirable or not, and trying to frame any of your thoughts about this into words that are more cohesive is proving to be extremely difficult, and then you're backtracking a little bit into your usual musing on the nature of thinking and communication in general. Don't worry, I have followed you completely. I grasp her shoulder and squeeze hard to make her stop. I don't have the capacity to take all that in at once. Reen shuts up instantly. Take a breath. I'm not upset. Why would I be? I'm just a little confused, but it's alright. Aww. I think Hisao managed to follow a lot of that too. I wonder if I was making a face she doesn't like again. I guess I've been thinking about yesterday all the time. Maybe I looked weird. Wish I had a mirror with me at all times. No need to get it all said at once. I'll listen, even if you talk slower. It just came out. Sorry, I'm okay now. I just wanted to say something. I didn't mean that much. It's weird, isn't it? She looks at me with a surprisingly timid expression. One that I haven't seen before. I can't help but laugh a little. Yeah, it's weird. You are a pretty weird person, but there's nothing wrong with that. Thanks for being worried about me, but I'm going to get better. I told you that yesterday, but I guess you don't remember that either. I don't. I wonder what else I forgot. Hopefully nothing important like my own name. That'd be terrible. Well, you kissed me. Thank you. Okay, Hisao, not keeping secrets, just gonna put this out there. I did? Yeah, you did. On the lips. I try to sound as matter-of-fact as I can, but I worry that I might be blushing again. Did you kick me? No. Why would I do that? Then it's all good, right? It's okay, right? I didn't forget my name. Yeah, it's okay. I wish I was more suave so I could come up with a better follow-up to that, but nothing comes to mind. It's a good thing that Reen has more to say. It makes me feel relieved somehow. I think I should say sorry. I'm really bad with people. Some things are hard to understand, like jellyfish. Do you understand jellyfish? I really don't. I guess not? People are like jellyfish to me. I don't understand. Now it's her turn to make a face I don't really like seeing. I've never really had friends. Aww. But what about me? I'm your friend. Double checking the flowchart first. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Nah, I'm your friend for one. I mean, think about it. We already talk a lot to each other, and We've even gotten upset at each other and then forgiven the other for it. That's what they call friendship. It's really nice of you to say that. I've always been able to tell everything to pencils and paints and paper. They are my best friends. I can understand that. It is harder with people. I have to use words. That is hard for me. You think almost exclusively in abstractions, don't you? It's taken me a while to really find a way to describe it, but I think that really is your issue, Reen. You think almost exclusively in abstractions and metaphors. So, even when things do make sense to you, there's still the logical part of you that's saying that makes no sense. And that just feels more confusing. I can understand that. Yeah, I know, you told me about how you forget. Reen nods at me wordlessly, and I dare to attempt showing her a little encouraging smile. I hope I do it properly. She doesn't reply in any way. I feel really glad. The distance Reen puts between herself and everything else has made me feel really uneasy since I met her. If we become real friends, I'm sure I could understand her more. I'm sure that this way we can close the gap of understanding between us. My thoughts don't transmit to Reen. She seems lost deep in thought, wandering amidst the sea of yellow flowers covering the grassy hilltop. It's just as well. The time passes, the breeze making the taller grass sway gently in time with the wind. Reen hums a little song to herself, so quietly that I can't tell what it is, if it's even anything at all. A stronger gust sweeps over the hilltop, and the sound of the wind of the trees in the wind buries the song away. I check my watch, more out of habit than anything else. It's 4:30 right now, on this Saturday afternoon. Reen looks into the distant horizon with that odd, blank stare of hers, as if she were looking at nothing at all. Her pupils are dark and quiet, like a pair of deep, still ponds. You are going to become better, right? Sure. Me too, you know. I'm going to talk to that friend of the teacher and ask her to put my stuff in her place and work hard to get all that done. I decided that just now, you know. But I think I knew it all along. I've had this feeling for a long time that I am going to change. Even if I hate it and don't want it, even if I wanted to, I would change. Like I am not enough the way I am. I think this could be a good way to do it because it's like a straight line. Like I've learned all the things in my life so far just for this. It's just art, and it's the only thing I really know. I know what I'm going to do, so it's good. I'm not afraid at all. I think that's what they call maturing, Reen. It's growing up. I feel like I always do. Is that weird? No, not at all. I close my eyes and give in to the irresistible sensation that has been growing inside me all week long. I float up towards the surface of my own life. The pressure of being underwater slowly diminishes. The weightless sensation becomes stronger. Free yourself, Hisao! I break the surface of the water, lifting my head into the sunlight and inhale deeply, breathing in fresh air as if for the first time in a long, long while. My lungs fill with oxygen, and I open my eyes to see Reen's peaceful, determined face. We walk down the slope carefully and slowly to avoid falling down, Reen in the lead, and me a few steps behind. Reen surely can do this. Even if she can't, she's going to pull through. I'm sure that I can keep my head above water too, from now on. The sun sets behind our backs, setting the world ablaze in its orange glow. I keep watching the back of the red-headed girl descending the path a few steps ahead of me. If it's only this much, this distance between us is definitely within my reach. Aww. Act 3. Distance. I asked you a question, Nakai. I shake my head to fend off the dazedness. The teacher's looking at me, as is everyone else in the class. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's the difference between... Never mind, different question. Why are you here in this class? To, learn about physics. Yes. Well, no, but that's the answer I wanted to hear. To acquire knowledge is the secondary reason for you being in the school. The primary one is to learn the rules of society, the norms and ethics that govern your everyday life. You don't come to school for the classes. You come to interact with the other people there, your classmates who are your equals, and the teachers who are your superiors. You learn how to form social contacts and maintain them. In other words, how to be a part of society. The school itself is a microcosm of the entire society. Locke was the one who realized that, you know. School's not just a place for learning, and all the kids your age, you guys should know that better than anyone else. He pauses for a moment and lets his eyes sweep over the class to see if the message sunk in. At the very least, it shut everyone up and got them to focus on him, captivated either by his voice or the sudden change of topics from physics to the philosophy of education. However, my classes, as you so aptly put, are a place for learning about physics. He points at me with the piece of chalk he's holding. So, no sleeping during class. Got it, Nakai? Yes, sir. From the corner of an eye, I catch Shizune's scowl and Misha's barely contained giggle. I sink deeper into my seat. After classes end, I'm the last one to leave the classroom. I close the door behind me and quietly make my way to the art room. Club time passes in relative peace and quiet. I sit in my usual seat next to Reen, but she doesn't seem to be in a talkative mood. She's even more distant than usual. Today we are going to draw still life and get to choose from either a vase full of flake flowers or an arrangement of rocks, sticks, and canvas. The teacher encourages us to gather around the preferred motif, emphasizing perspective, texture, and lighting as the key points of this exercise. I look at Reen to see if she prefers one of the subjects over the other, but she just tilts her head, signifying nothing. The club members quickly shuffle from their chairs around the classroom to get closer to either the vase or the clutter. Reen and I both pick the flower vase, but only one of us seems to do any work. She's ignoring Nomiya's assignment, just like she suddenly started ignoring me, and has begun doodling something idly with her foot, not really even looking at what she's drawing. I try to catch her gaze, but she's looking out the window. It's making me uneasy. Reen almost looks like she's asleep, with the way she's leaning back against the chair, with her legs resting easily on the desk. She's now completely given up on the drawing. The more I try to relax and ignore her and just be myself, the more it feels like I should ask if something's wrong. After club activities are over and others have filed out, Reen gets up from her seat and marches over to Nomiya with unusual determination. Damn you, right click. I will do it. Nomiya, who was humming to himself while sorting a box of pencils by hardness, turns around with a mixed expression of friendliness and incomprehension on his face. What will you do, my girl? The gallery person. I can talk with that person. At least yesterday I thought I could. And today, too. I think I want to try it. I'm going to go all the way. The widest smile I've ever seen on any person's face lights up the teacher's features. He is almost literally beaming. Oh, wonderful! I had almost lost hope. Such a hard-headed girl you are, but I knew that sooner or later you'd understand as well. I will call my good friend, Sionji, and arrange a meeting. You'll need to show her your work so she can estimate it. I've told her about you, but obviously you should talk face to face. This is so exciting, isn't it? Nomiya is talking more to himself than to us, and walking. Damn it, there's the yawn. Minute 23. And walking in circles around his desk, waving his hands around wildly all the while. He picks up his cell phone from the breast pocket of his jacket and flips it open with a stylish movement, starting to look for the number to call. While he searches, he notices me staring and gives a beaming thumbs up. I shrug back at him, doing my best to not look smug. Nomiya finds the number and makes the call, turning away from us and lowering his voice once it goes through. Even so, I can hear his excited tone. Damn this game for relaxing me. The call doesn't last long. Fabulous! Say's at the gallery right now and she said we could stop by right away if that's fine. This is most excellent. Do you have some kind of portfolio to show, Reen? She just shakes her head at the question. Never fear, I've taken some photos of your paintings. We can bring those and a couple originals with us. Those will be quite sufficient for now. There should be some recent ones around here in the back, right? He pulls out a folder full of photos out of a desk drawer, then charges toward the back where there's a small storage room and extra cabinets for all the materials and tools the arts classes and club use. He soon finds what he was looking for and crudely wraps 2 of Reen's paintings in some brown packing paper. Nakai, would you carry these to my car? I pick up the 2 oil paintings. They aren't heavy, but they do make navigation somewhat cumbersome as I follow Nomiya and Reen to the parking lot. Nomiya has a pretty nice car. Not something I'd expect a high school teacher to drive. I wonder what kind of salaries they earn at Yamaku. The canvases are stuffed into the trunk, where they just barely fit. At the teacher's overenthusiastic prompting, I get in the car along with them. Reen answers my questioning stare with a confirming nod and a nonchalant shrug. Guess I become sort of assistant for her now. Nomiya doesn't go light on the pedal. The smooth ride takes just about 10 minutes to bring us to the city center, where we pull into a tiny parking lot and get out of the car. I pick up the paintings again. Looking around, it's just like any city in Japan, really. Same style buildings, people hurrying here and there, and office workers sweating in their suits in the summer heat. Wide, tree-lined streets aren't something you see everywhere, though. Maybe they are the city's specialty. It definitely has the feel of a city, which I thought I had already forgotten. I feel immediately comfortable walking around. I haven't actually been here before. No? In that case, it's about time. It's a great city. Lots of wonderful folk around here, and most important of all, a vibrant cultural life. Say's place is just around the corner. After turning around 3 more corners, Nomiya stops in front of a door. There's a nameplate in big red letters over it. 22nd corner. Is this really the 22nd corner? Of what? That's bothering me too. I mean, where to start counting? In which way do you count? Rin gets worked up over the strangest things. Unlike me, Nomiya ignores her completely and pushes the door open. The gallery is very clean looking, and the air conditioning makes it cool and very comfortable. The white walls and big windows facing onto the busy street make the whole place feel airy and bright. There's nobody around whom I can see, however. Most of the floor space is empty, with only a few large tables and a counter for furniture. There are paintings too, of course. A poster advertises an exhibition for an artist I've never heard of. Most of his work seem to be portraits or landscapes, done in a more traditional style than Reen's abstraction. Summoned by the bell on the door, a lady who looks maybe around Nomiya's age comes from around the corner. She's dressed in a sharp suit, her straight dark hair in a perfect ponytail behind her head. A pair of flashy, expensive-looking eyeglasses frame her eyes. On second glance, I'm not sure of her age anymore. She looks old and yet not actually old. Say, hello! She clearly recognizes the teacher, greeting him warmly. You know, I haven't been doing one of my voices very much lately. Which means, and I am so sorry, it is time for the return of... Oh, there you are, Shinichi! And so quickly! I take it that these two are your students? Indeed. Let me introduce you. This is Rin Tezuka, the one I spoke to you about, and the healthy-looking lad over there is Hisao Nakai. She takes a long, hard look at both of us, especially Rin. It feels like we're being evaluated, that a worth of some abstract kind is being calculated for us. Her eyes linger for a long time on Rin. On her eyes, her empty sleeves tied in knots, her posture. Sei takes her first impression of Rin with an intensity I've not seen used by anyone else before. Once finished, she smiles amiably. Pleased to meet you both! My name is Sai Saionji, and I'm the owner of this gallery. Could I maybe offer you some tea? Oh, no thank you, we're fine. Let's get down to business. I lay the paintings on a tabletop and give the gallery owner a better view, and Nomiya pulls out his folder of photos. The old lady studies Reen's works carefully, absent-mindedly brushing her cheek with her fingers while letting her gaze sweep over the paintings. Her eyes remind me of a bird of prey of some sort. They're so sharp and somehow very calculating. She takes her time, slowly going over the paintings in order without uttering a single word. Even the teacher looks very nervous. He tries to point out certain details and other things about Reen's work, but it seems like she's not listening. While Nomiya and I keep looking at Sei, trying to look for some hint of a reaction on the gallery owner's face, Reen lets her gaze wander around the gallery space. Suddenly she pipes up. "Is this really the 22nd corner?" Sei raises her gaze from the paintings to look at Reen, but doesn't answer. It's probably for the best. She takes stock of Reen's slouchy posture and her dreamy eyes that are again moving restlessly about. The way Reen seems to be detached from a situation that's supposed to be very important for her annoys me just a little. I'm practically holding my breath here. After Sei has gone through all of Nomiya's photos and inspected the 2 oil paintings I hauled here, she goes through all the material again, this time at a quicker pace. Finally, she gives her verdict. "I like it! Though, if you don't mind me saying, you're still a bit immature, searching for your own direction, perhaps." She picks up one of the photos. "Still, just look at this. I just can't take my eyes off it. Like a little kitten playing around. That's what your art makes me feel, young lady." "Thank you, I think. Nobody has ever said that before, I think." That's all that Reen has to say. Something about the gallery owner says, and how she says it makes it sound patronizing to me, but I hold my tongue. Anyway, what a wonderful imagination, though, isn't it? I've always said that Tezuka has a great eye for composition and color harmony, and technique. Remember, all these are done with her feet. Of course, we'd need to put some of the simpler ones on display, too, for the lay people. Right, Sei? The teacher snorts derisively. "Oh, know how those Philistines are. What do they understand about real art? They'd just be at a loss with the abstractions and themes here. But it'll generate more publicity, and that's good, isn't it?" Sei smiles gently at Nomiya's remark and turns back to the paintings. "I wonder. To tell you the truth, I just don't know if all this makes an exhibition. Even if I like it, I don't get the feel of a theme, of cohesion. There is no..." I do not have the slightest clue how to pronounce that word. Okay, pronounced oeuvre. Oeuvre? Oeuvre. Assuming that I can read my phonetic alphabet properly. Oeuvre.
Oeuvre.
Nope, not that. Oeuvre. Thank you, magic button that tells me how to pronounce mysterious words. The works of a painter, composer, author regarded collectively. Interesting. There is no oeuvre. There is no oeuvre, and really, who would expect such a young artist from a young artist like the kitten here? Oh, no. It's definitely doable. especially if we get a few new pieces and touch up some old ones. I don't mind painting more. I'll do anything. It's a bit of a stretch. Damn you, right click. Trust me, I wouldn't have come to you if I didn't believe Tezuka was ready. You can see it too, can't you? I know exactly what her kind is capable of, and you know too. Dun dun dun. And on that not at all ominous note, I think we will stop for the day. And I will see you all on the next one.